So are you currently struggling with creating a large number of address objects on the FortiGate? I know this can be real daunting, time consuming, considering if you have a lot of IP addresses just like this, just like an Excel file. Let's say you got this from your customer or some different team, and then say, you know what, here you go ahead and implement this on your FortiGate firewall, add this into the policies, and have a firewall policy in place. So if you have so many address objects and you have to create them, it is hours and hours of work and real monotonous work. Okay, so it becomes really difficult when you're handling 1000 or more address objects, or even more than that. But do not worry, as an engineer with 12 years of experience in TAC and FortiGate SME, I'm here to help you out, simplify the whole process over here. Okay, I'll guide you through the steps to create and import the address objects in bulk and reducing the manual effort. Okay, I'll also show you how to create the CSV file or the Excel file with all the necessary address information to import it directly into the FortiGate firewall. Okay, this process not only saves your time but also ensures accuracy and consistency across all the address objects. All right, so there'll be no human error, basically what I'm trying to speak over here. So let's get on to this. Now, one thing which you need to understand over here is that, let's, for example, I'll take up a example of one of my topology over here, which I normally use to train people on FortiGate. So let's say this is a topology. You have a FortiGate firewall in place, and one of the let's say department comes up with hundreds of IPs, and they say you have to implement this on the FortiGate firewall. What you can do is, I have created a script, okay, which you can use in your environment as well. Of course, you need to do a couple of changes, but then after making those changes, it will be easier for you to get those things done. Okay, so just to give show you the script over here. Okay, see, this is the script which I have created just to make sure that regardless of how many address objects, 10, 50, 100, thousands, 2000, whatever it is, regardless of the number, you will be able to create those address objects according to the name, IP address, segments, specific requirements, and then add it up in the firewall, and then create the address group for that. Okay, and within seconds. So let me go ahead and share this, how to get this thing working. So first thing is, of course, the location of the Excel file, because whatever information that you get in any organization, they normally, or in generally, they share this information in the Excel file, right? So what you need to do is, you have to give the source location of your Excel file to this particular script. Okay, now I have this location. You can change this to what your location is. After that, the next thing is the output. Okay, although this is not required, to be very honest, but what I've done is, output basically shows you beforehand that when when your script has ran, how the output really looks like, and if it is correctly working in your case or not. Because of course you have to test and verify a couple of things first, and then when you see that okay, it's working in your environment, then you go ahead and what do you say, you fully implement the script, right? So that's why you have the output file as well. So again, give the output directory and the location for it. For example, this is my location, and I have given the name of output.txt, pretty much simple enough. And the Excel file name is ip.xlx. Now, once this is done, there'll be a couple of things which I'll be asking, or I'll be telling the script to request that information from the Excel file. Okay, one is the name, of course, because whenever you create an address object, you have to give some name to it, right? So a name to it, the IP address, of course, because end of the day, you are creating the address object for that particular IP or maybe a subnet, right? So whatever is that IP address, that information that needs to be called on, then whatever the subnet mask is. Now it could be anything, /24, 25, 28, 29, 30, 32, whatever it is, 8 even, that's absolutely fine. Now it will take, or it will consider single IP /32. It will take class A, B, C segments as well, and it will also accept classless subnets as well. So regardless of what your subnet mask is, just make sure you're putting it up over here. Okay, now once those information is added, now those information will be uploaded over here. Okay, now this set associated interface port 1, this is one thing which I would probably say, this is what do you say, optional. Okay, because if you want to add all these address objects, let's say for example you want to assign them to your port 1, which is your WAN interface, so that it should be restricted on your port 1 only, then go ahead and add this. Otherwise, if not required, you can go ahead and just remove this up. Okay, that's it. Remove this, and it will go ahead and enter the mask, the subnet IP address and all these things, and your address object will be created. Okay, now again, that particular command which I have showed you, if it's only if you want all your address objects to be associated to a specific port. Now it could be port 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is in your case. Okay, so I'll for now I'll just keep this just like that. Then the next thing is, of course, it will be creating a group name as well. Okay, so it will create the group, and it will add all your address objects. Doesn't matter, 10, 50, 100,000, whatever it is. Now comment section, again, this is for your own convenience, because when you are getting the IPs, hundreds of IPs from the department, they must be either malicious IPs, they must be the IPs which are created to maybe block certain segments or whatsoever. So whatever it is, the comment section, you can modify that. So rather than saying created by PowerShell, let's say for example malicious IP in group. Okay, let's say for that, for example. Okay, this would go ahead and save this as the as an address group over here. Okay, now address group name you can give again according to what your requirement is. Let's say for example I say that this is malicious IP, right? So malicious segments, for example, segments. Okay, all right, so this is going to create the address object in that particular manner. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll go ahead, Control A, copy the whole process. Okay, the next thing is that you have to start your PowerShell or Windows PowerShell for that matter. Make sure that when you are running the Windows PowerShell, you're not just clicking on open, you are using this run as the administrator. Okay, so when you click on the run as administrator, what will happen is it will come up like this: C Windows System 32, which is required because it needs privileges to run this particular scripts. Okay, so this is what you'll do. Okay, and once this is done, I'll maximize this. Okay, and once this is done, what you need to do is I'll copy this once more. Okay, and I'll show you one thing more quickly. Hold on, let me just quickly call up the place where I have saved all my address objects. So I think that this is it. Yeah. Okay. So this is the file, or this is the script which I'm using as of now. Okay, now this is the output file. Okay, I was just testing this out, so I'll just delete this. Now I do not have any output for that matter. Okay, now I'll go ahead and open up the PowerShell. Okay, and right click will basically paste all the commands or the script which I've copied right now one by one. Okay, so once I do this, now what it is doing is it is going and fetching the information which I was having. Okay, so it is fetching the information about the Excel file and all the information which is available over there. Okay, and then slowly it is executing all the commands. Now if you look into the Excel file, what I've done is this Excel file has the first column for the name. Okay, now for simplicity, I've given up as IP1234. You can give whatever name that you want, or probably you can even have the same name as the IP address objects. Okay, so you can just copy paste the same thing on both the sides. It's absolutely fine. Make sure you have the subnet mask ready, because this is required even for the FortiGate to understand whether you are creating a single IP or you're creating a segment. It needs to know the your subnet mask. So make sure you have that as well. So these three columns is required, and then this list, how lengthy it goes, that really does not matter. Okay, because the loop prevention is made on the script, so it will keep on running till you have certain values coming up. If as soon as it sees that there's no values coming in, it will stop over there. Okay, so I have 176, yeah, 176 address objects in all total. Absolutely, this can be added if in case required. So let's see over here. Okay, so this is done. Now let's see, do we have something over here. Yeah, there you go. So we do have the output now. So I'll go ahead and open this up. Okay. Now, if you see, it has started from config firewall address. Okay. Now it will start with the IP1. Okay. The type, which is the IP mask, associated interface, which is port 1. Now, again, this is optional. If in case you want, go ahead, use it. If not, you can remove it from the command, okay, from the script. Then 192.168.101, and this is the /24. So let's quickly verify 100.1/24, right? So this, the script has worked correctly. Okay, now I'll go ahead and quickly verify something which is in the middle so that it becomes easy, and I will make sure that, okay, this is working the way it is supposed to. So IP 104, let's see, where is 104? Yeah, 110.95. Okay, let's see, 110.95. Brilliant. Okay, so it is, doing its job the way it is supposed to work without any, human errors over here. Now what it'll do is that once you, as I said, once all the address or once all the IPs are done, it will stop over there. Okay, and it will create the last IP, which I was pretty sure it's 176, right? Let's see. Yeah, 176. So let's see. Yeah, there you go. So 176, and this is the last IP. Once it sees that, okay, the IP address is done, it will go ahead and create the firewall address group. Now remember, do you see this? Edit malicious segments. So this was the name which I have given in the script. Okay, now what this script has done is it has added all the IP addresses, one and all, till 176. Okay, and in the comment section, this is the malicious IP group. You can also add internal ticket ID, something like that. Let's say, for example, internal ticket ID, some number. Okay, added malicious IP group as per the, let's say, cyber security department or the CST department. Okay, that's absolutely fine, and you will be able to make this up and running in a couple of seconds, right? So once this is done, what you need to do is there are I was also doing one thing, which was I was adding a couple of commands so that the script will automatically connect to your FortiGate firewall and then just push all these configuration output which you see right now. But what happens is that connecting to the FortiGate firewall is one thing which is what do you say, it's very different for every customer, right? And how you accessing it also, maybe there are 2 factors authentication, and there are so many things. Maybe it requires certain APIs also. So point was, I thought, chalo, let me do this, let me simplify this. When you get the output, you can just copy paste on your FortiGate firewall. Even then it will not take much more, more than 60 seconds maybe. Okay, so what I'll do is, in front of you, let me show you the, yeah, so this is a topology. I'll go ahead and open up my FortiGate firewall. Okay, now just to show you, I do not have anything right now. Okay, so show firewall address. Okay, so it has the default address objects, the firewall auth portal, the fabric, SSL VPN, and Google. That's it. So these are the only address objects that I have right now. I'll also show you the address group. Okay, address group. There you go. There's no address groups whatsoever. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to execute, or I'll go and copy paste these command outputs which I got. Okay, now just to show you this is working, and this, you should also do this. When you get the output, do not copy paste everything altogether for the first attempt. Just copy maybe, let's say, 2 or 3 commands, and the whole group, the bunch of it, and then paste it, see whether that is working or correctly or not, and then move on to the the full-fledged output that you have. Okay, so I'll paste this up, and there you go. So I can see these they got added without any errors as such. So if I do a show firewall address now once more, so you see that I have already, these were present by default. I'll space bar, and there you go. Do you see this? IP1 and IP2, and I have the address objects. So see, FortiGate firewall won't accept the output until and unless the output that you see, it is in the right syntax or in the right proper format of the command. Okay, if it is not in the proper format, it won't take it up. Okay, so since it is accepting it, it is a verification of that the output that you got is absolutely correct. Okay, now what I'll do is quickly, I'll go ahead and config firewall address, and I'll go ahead and say purge. Purge basically means it's going to remove everything from the address object space, ignoring the default address objects. So once I do this, it is going to remove the these two address objects. Okay, because as of now we just have two. But even if you have 200 or 2000 address objects, if you type in purge, it is going to remove all of them except the address objects which are default. So if I do a show command now, you can see just the default ones are still there, and that's it. Okay, this is what I wanted. Now time for the real test. I'll go ahead, come over here, copy. Now I'm copying the whole thing. Okay, the whole thing. There you go. Okay, copy, and coming over here, and moment of truth. Let's see what happens. Wow, look at that. Okay, so what I can see is that a lot of thing has happened, and you can see all the entry has been added. That's good. So this basically confirms that all the address objects were created correctly. Of course there can be 1% 2% chances of something missing out, because when you are doing a bulk copy paste, a lot of times even the cache does not capture everything. It misses out a couple of things. So it could happen that it does not copy everything. So the best way for that also is that rather than copying everything, you can just copy a chunk of it. Let's say, for example, you start off from the top, and then let's take a couple of address objects. Okay, and then do this. That is also possible. Okay, now let me show you a couple of things real quickly. So show firewall address. Okay, there you go. So you have the address objects placed over here. Okay, lots and lots of them. And let me show you the address group as well. Oh, sorry. It didn't took up the address group. Okay, it did took the last time. Something might have gone wrong. But point is that, again, as I said, that a lot of times the copy paste does not work correctly. Okay, so let me do this. Config. I'll try this once more. Config firewall address. Okay, I'll do a purge. It is going to remove all the address objects, customized ones. Yeah, there you go. So I'll do this once more. Control A, copy, and there you go. You know what, let me do this. Sometimes even the POTI sessions and all these things also creates a problem. So I'll take up the super POTI. This is also one of the tools that I have. So let's see this now. Okay, so now it has also started. I hope this works this time, although while testing this was working correctly. And so value parse error at 130. So I know that there's a problem at 130. Okay, so it says set member, that's there. Okay, so there is a problem at 130. Let's see. Let's troubleshoot this also. 130, 130, 130. Let's see. Okay, 125, 629. And then we have, oh, it has skipped. I thought so. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's do one thing. I'll copy this once more. Okay, I'll go back to the output, delete this up. Okay. All right, so let me try this once more. Okay, so the script is in front of you. I have removed the output file once more. Okay, and I'm using the super putty this time, okay, because sometimes caches creates a problem. So super putty over here, and address objects, sorry, the script is over here. I'll copy this up. Okay, let me show you quickly the Excel file as well. So the Excel file remains exactly the same, no changes into that. Okay, now coming to the notepad, copying the Excel file, going to our Windows PowerShell, okay, and pasting it once more. Okay, and let's see if this time it works out correctly. Okay, the script is absolutely fine. There's no issues in that. Okay, now what this script is doing is it is executing one by one, taking the information from the IP and saving all that information in the output.txt. Okay, it is now running the command and then checking whether the information is correct or not. And once that's done, then it verifies it, and adds that to the malicious segment group, the WhatsApp, sorry, the address group. And I think this is it. Yeah, it has run, no errors at all. So this looks like this is done. And there you go. Yeah, I do have an output file. It's a 28 KB file. Now I have all the information and all the IP addresses once more. Now, again, let me quickly check. It has to be 176 IP addresses. Yeah. So 176, let's see. Yeah, there you go. So we have 176 IP address, and all of them are into, called up into the group as well. Copy. Okay. And now coming to the FortiGate firewall console, and then pasting it over here. Okay, 1 second. Yeah. Copy. Okay. Now we're doing this once more just to see whether the copy paste is working correctly or not. Yeah, there you go. Awesome, man. Awesome. Lovely. So we can see that the malicious group created, all the address objects added, and the comment section, again, it's up to you what you need to do. And there you go, done. So we have created all the address objects, 176 of them. We have created the address group also. We have copied and pasted the command output on the FortiGate firewall as well. And it has worked perfectly fine for us. So just to show you once more, show firewall address. Now, there you go. Do you see this? All the information is available over here. Now, confirmation is that the last address object should be 176. There you go. Got that. Okay. Let's do this once more. Show firewall and address group. There you go. Yeah. So we have the malicious segments address group created, all of them added till 176. So cross verification done, script executed, address objects created, group created, output file came up pretty much exactly the same, and then copy pasting the whole output file into the FortiGate firewall console also works perfectly fine. Now again, as we saw that there was a small challenge which happens. Copy pasting this happens, so no problem. Just make sure you're using super putty because that is the best. It has a higher cache value, so make sure you use this, and this will work like a charm. Okay, let me go ahead and do this one more thing. I'll show this on the GUI, of course. So get system interface. Let me go ahead and grab this for port 1. We have 0.5. All right, let's go ahead. Open up 0.5. Do we have it somewhere? Yeah, there you go. Again, now see, this is the kind of stuff which I normally educate my engineers while they're going through the training system. Okay, so they understand from a very practical level and from a realistic experientially understanding the whole concepts, not just theory of what has to happen. Okay, looking at how things are happening, that is how you learn basically. So this is where you can see a list of all the address objects which was created perfectly fine. Okay, now I have added them to the port 1. As I said, you can remove that also. Okay, now once the address objects are done, you will see the group as well. There you go. So you can see that we have the malicious group, and all the address objects which we created is a part of this. Okay, there you go. All 176 of them are over here. Okay, the point is that again, you can customize this particular script in the way you want. If you want, you can couple of, you can add couple of commands over here as well and over here as well. If you need some kind of help with that, do let me know or get in touch. I'll probably help you out with that as well. So for now, this is it. I hope this script works and helps you in your daily work with FortiGate firewall. If in case you need anything else apart from this, do comment down below and I'll have a look into that. Till that time, all the best, and I wish you become a FortiGate SME real soon. Bye bye.